We talk about Facebook being a very powerful tool for social media branding, and yes, many of you have gotten results, sales, because of Facebook. However, we also know that Facebook currently is flooded, right? You ask any internet marketer, they are trying to do more videos on Facebook, do more Facebook lives on Facebook, do more Zoom, and they promote it on Facebook. They're trying to draw communities from our same audience to join the tribe and build them up and sell to them eventually. Right? So if you're also one single platform, it does increase our risk in our business, especially when social media is probably the only way we can really promote our services today. So as a result, wouldn't it be great if we were more familiar in another platform, a platform that I kind of know and it has worked for me, but somebody who has effectively created a community of his own and is inspiring hundreds of them right now as we speak. All right, this guy, he makes me feel like an uncle, right? I look like him in my 20s. He makes me look like in my 40s, right? And this guy, his energy is incredible. And when I met him for the first time, all I recall was that this is one guy I will never forget. He struck such a deep chord in me, and he's somebody that, trust me, you want to know and you will want to connect with. Can we just welcome our speaker for today, Daryl Ng?
Thank you so much for the warm welcome.
Anytime, man, anytime. Yeah. So Daryl, do a quick intro of yourself.
Alright, hi guys. I'm Daryl. I'm 25 this year. So currently I run 2 mini businesses. At the side, I'm working. This is my day job actually, for example. So we help youth find their dream jobs. And at the side, I'm still studying part-time degree at SUSS. So later I'll share more about my story and why am I driving myself so hard. So
alright, with that, I'll let Daryl take it away. In the meantime, get out your notes. Yeah. Make sure you are watching through your laptop and get ready your IG app on your mobile phone.
Alright, awesome.
I'll see you soon.
Right, okay. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be spending the next couple of 30 to 40, maybe up to an hour with me. So I reckon it will be easy okay for me to share my story as well, so you guys can get to know me at a deeper level. Right, so I'm 25 this year, but I didn't start my life or being so driven or whatever. So my story started when I was 20 years old, but let's bring back all the way to when I was 7 actually. So let me share a bit of my story. So my dad, he's a full-time entrepreneur. His business was based in Malaysia since young. So I didn't really get to spend a lot of time with him since 7 years old, all the way up to 20 years old. So I was just another typical teenager, going clubbing, playing games, chasing girls. So one day he came back, from Malaysia, and he said this, Daryl, other than playing games, chasing girls, and going clubbing, what the hell are you good at? So he announced to me that our family was in debt, like financial debt due to his business downfall. At that point of time, it was very hard for me because that it hit me like honestly, I don't know what's a better word, like a truck, like a truck smashed me saying that you're really damn useless. I remember at that point of time, I was still playing computer games. So I shut down the computer, I slammed the door, and I jumped on my bed crying. I spent the next 3 weeks figuring out what the hell am I good at, right? So I would say that started my journey. And along the way, I met this guy on YouTube or Facebook, I forgot. He's called Gary Vaynerchuk, which I'll share in my latest slide. So he reassured me that it's okay that you're young and you don't know what you're good at. It's fine, right? And he also shared with me another quote. He said, document your journey, don't create. So the key difference is that when I'm documenting my journey, like right now, I'm sharing with you guys my success and failures. It's okay that I'm not an expert. I'm not someone who knows everything. Whereas as compared to like what he said, right, creating. When I'm creating something, I say here's 3 ways to be a millionaire. But I'm not a millionaire, so I will attract a lot of hatred or whatever. So that gave me a little confidence on, hey, let's get started. Let me try documenting my journey. So next slide please. Right. So what happened was that I really documented it. And the perks of it, right, was that I managed to build 2 small businesses from this Instagram community, from this following. Apart from that, I used it as if it's a mini resume. Frankly speaking, I use it to even get the job at this place here because I'm very passionate about helping youth. Right, the 2 businesses that I mentioned, Calibrate Your Inner GPS and Sales Excellence Academy, it's mainly helping youth find their passion and purpose in life. The other one, Sales Excellence Academy, right, is to help youth to be equipped with sales skill set. And I teach them for free for the last 6 months. And yeah, so all these opportunities came because of Instagram, my community, and whatnot, which I'm very happy to share with you guys today. And another thing about it is, like I mentioned earlier, so it was because of Gary Vaynerchuk, it inspired me to keep track of my growth. So it shows that, okay, to me, right, is that the day, let's say I'm 80 years old, I can show my grandchildren, I can show my children, oh, Akong, gone through this kind of stuff. Rather than me saying it, they can watch since the beginning, and I just thought that it'd be cool. And lastly, right, it allowed me to network with like-minded individuals like Caleb, right? So it was because I reached out to him and I got opportunities like this. So next slide, please. So, like I mentioned earlier, so this gentleman here, he's Gary Vaynerchuk. So I actually had a chance to meet him face to face, and he shared with me a lot of words of encouragement, saying that, hey, you're doing a fantastic job, time to bring it to the next level, which I will explain the one secret that I have not shared with anybody anywhere else, right? So just to recap and re-elaborate why I started. So I started because I realized that I was not good at anything, and I want to keep track of my learning, my growth. And it was really a selfish desire to document my own growth and keep track of my progress. Along the way, people actually reach out to me. So I started, if you take note, right, it's 60 followers, but I started from 0 initially, of course. 60 of them were my close friends. And slowly I amassed a following of genuine people, no robots, no bots or whatever. And what happened was, strangers started direct messaging me in my inbox saying that, hey dude, I like whatever you're doing, keep it up. So I was like, oh shit, people actually care about what I do, right? So next slide, please. Let me share with you what's the number one thing you have to do if you are interested in Instagram branding. So the next slide will be know yourself and your mission, right? So if you can take a look, my mission, right, is because my dad has been away since I was 7 years old all the way to 20 plus, and I really deep down crave for fatherly love, right? And that's something that I want to provide for my future children. So that's why I have a unique dream. So I'm on my journey to be a stay-home dad by 35. Is it possible? Is it impossible? I don't know, but at least I'm on my way there. So that's how I improve myself consistently, right? And I said that impacting through sales and self-awareness. So that's what I'm all about, right? I want to impact on my community, my followers, the youth around me in any way possible within these two, I would say, core competency of mine, right? And you can see that I tag my projects, SEA, which is Sales Excellence Academy, and as well Calibrate Your Inner GPS. And lastly, I said journey with me. So if you're keen, there's a link. So later, towards the end of this presentation or this sharing, I will do a demo so I can walk you through what is the actual user experience like at my on my page. So for yourself, right, a key takeaway will be ask yourself, right, what's my story that I want to share with the world? What's my mission? What do I stand for as a coach or as an expert? Who do I want to serve? What's my audience? So all these questions, I really challenge myself consistently, even to today, right? I constantly change it. But as of now, I just settled with this on my journey to be a stay-home dad. I think that's unique. So next slide, please. So more importantly, like what Caleb always mentioned, branding, right? So ask yourself, what's that 3 brand values that you want to represent? So for me, it's always passion. Like that's the number one thing I personally believe. Like if you're living, right, the word is living, not existing or surviving. So when you live, you have to live with passion. So that's why I always speak to my audience and community. And the next thing I strongly believe, which the 2 gentlemen before me, they believe as well, kindness, right? So that's how you attract people who are like-minded, kindness. And I think you can see from Caleb as well, transparency, right? Being vulnerable. And that's something that I tell you really helped me a lot by being very transparent with my struggles. So ask yourself, what's 3 brand values, right, that you have to maintain consistently throughout the entire documentation on Instagram or is it on Facebook? Right, next slide. Okay, so I shared with you the first 2 things, right, which is know your mission and know your brand values. But the next thing that you might be wondering is, okay, so I got all these things up, I got my bio, I got my feed, I know what I'm talking about. Then how do people know me, right? How do they know me? So there are a couple of ways. Number one definitely will be Facebook advertisement. Number two is you follow other people's you follow other influencers followers. Next will be like you go offline events and friends and whatnot. So let's get into it. So Facebook ads, next slide. Right, I want you to watch this video. Are you guys watching it? Yeah, sure. So this is the secret that I
want to be a
don't
trainer
reveal
to
anybody.
just train people to live life passionately, and not just that, impact as many people as possible so that they can see the world as it is a better place, not just surviving or not just existing but living. The word is
Right. So if you notice earlier in the advertisement copy, I wrote there, I got nothing to sell you. So that worked like magic for me. Reason being, everybody on Instagram, on Facebook, they're running advertisement. They have something to sell. They have an ulterior motive. And the thing that brought me from, if I'm not wrong, 900 followers to 1,003, which is 400 real human beings behind their screens, was because of this strategy. Facebook advertisement without selling them something. So that worked for me, and I'm only spending $5 per day. Can you imagine that? And on a consistent basis, right? Every day, approximately 5 to 10 new new people behind the screens actually care about what I have to say. And that's honestly, to me, it worked lah. And I'm very humbled that people actually care about what I have to offer. Right? So in terms of your ad copy, if you were to run it to increase your follower count on Instagram or is it on Facebook, personally, don't sell them on the first approach lah. Right? The next thing I want to share with you guys is follow other influencers' followers. So when I was 60 followers, how did I grow to like 600 plus or whatever? Was because I hunt down other influencers who are talking about almost similar content as what I'm representing. So you can take a look at Zach Chua's content. If you can see here, he wrote proven tactics to grow your wealth that you can make use and make money now and things like that. So I would assume that my audiences, right, they're very driven individuals. It could be youth. So that's the kind of base that he has as well. So imagine 5,000 people. All I need is maybe 1%, I'll be satisfied, right? And the thing is, I don't know whether you guys are well familiar with. Have you actually maybe through Facebook, when someone add you as a friend, they got your attention, and you will check in their profile and see whether it's interesting or not. Likewise, it's the same concept on Instagram as well. So that's why I did something very irritating, but it worked. Mass follow, because I didn't have the money for ads initially. I wasn't making money. I didn't have any business as well. So I was just mass following everybody manually. But on Instagram, if I'm not wrong, the algorithm caps at 50 people that you can follow per hour. So I was getting banned initially. It was not a fun journey, and it was very tiring. So, but that was how I growth hacked all the way up to like 600, 700. And you will see that my following count is very high, my followers count is very low. And along the way, I realized that the trick here is actually making quality connection, which I will explain later. Okay, so you can see on Jing An's another account as well. He wrote personal development and entrepreneurship as well. So my content, I document a lot of my own entrepreneurship journey, and I assume that his followers will like my stuff. So I went the extra step. I went to connect with him, and we are friends right now. To say, hey, dude, I really like your content, and not really with that intention, but I genuinely like him as a person. We became friends, and that's how we constantly repost. We always talk about each other to our tribe, to our community, and hence we grew together, right? So that was what worked for me as well. Next slide, please. So personally, I'm very passionate about improving myself, growing myself, hence, and I also talk about self-awareness a lot. Hence, I'll go for events like this, like self-awareness festival. That's where I meet a lot of like-minded people, like-minded individuals. And also, there's another event called the Expertise, whereby learners can meet experts and co-share ideas and things like that. So whenever I head over to such events, I'll always end off with, hey, let's stay connected. So instead of making friends on Facebook, I always divert them to Instagram. So let me recap, right? The initial phase right now is just to get people to know your Instagram page. Later, I will share with you how to make them like you. That's the later stage. right? Getting to know you first, that's the most important part. So I like all these kind of approaches because it's free. More importantly, it's free. Apart from Facebook ads, right? All these things works for free. Okay, so next slide, please. Right, so how to build genuine relationship, and that's the key. Because initially when I was only about like 300 followers and whatnot, I cherish every single one. I cherish every single DMs, and like you can read, I DM every single follower. Some of you, in fact, I actually followed me, and I DM you as well. So next is you meet up with them, and thirdly is constantly give value. So allow me to elaborate. Next slide, please. So I think it's a no. Go back to DM every follower. Sorry. Yeah, okay, cool. So you can see some of the pictures and images that I attach as well. So I go the extra mile, right, to actually say that, like, hey, thank you for following me. Out of curiosity, how do you find me first? Why I ask these questions? Because I want to see what worked. So I shared with you 4 steps earlier, right, like friend's friend and things like that. Those are not guesswork. Those are literally like qualitative research, because I asked them, how do you find me? And as of now, I would say that the breakdown, right, 60% actually came from Facebook ads. Friends friend, about maybe 10-20%. And offline event occasionally. And the other one would be, I actually reduce on the follow other followers thing, because it's actually very taxing and very tiring on my end. So next slide, please. Yeah, the meet up with people. I think that is the key. This is the most important part. In fact, the fact that I can speak to you right now, this opportunity, right, was because I requested for a meet up with Caleb. Yeah, like, as much as it's scary because they are strangers, when you reach out with someone, I always, which is aligned to my next point, give value first. So I just simply asked him, would it be okay if I treat you to lunch, and in return, let's share or connect, or let me just meet you. Very genuinely reach out to someone, and more often than not, it worked. So last year, honestly, the year of 2019, if you were to scroll back to one of my posts, I actually compiled a video of selfie with people I met in 2019, and I was shocked that, oh wow, in 2019 I met at least 40 new friends. I met at least 40 new strangers who now I can call close friends. And that was how I grew my base, like, wow, damn fast. Because these people are micro influencers in their own spaces as well, have their own tribe and community that like what I have to say. And at the end of the day, it wasn't transactional, but it was transformational. I came in to know them and say that, how can I value add your community? How can I add value to bring you one step closer to your dreams? It was not like, hey bro, can you give me shout out? I shout out for you. Why would they do that? So because there are more people who have a bigger base to do shout out, but instead I really put in the time and effort to understand what's the story, because I was really intrigued, right? And at the end of the day, it's not a one-time meeting thing, but it's like time and time again I reach out to these people, and now some of them are my mentors, some of them are friends, close friends, and some of them I just genuinely give back. Some of them are just followers that follow me for the longest time. I want to give back to them, and that's the best part, whereby people can feel that you're genuine in giving. They shout out for you. I didn't request for it, they shout out for me. I was blown away. I was like, wow, like me spending 2 hours talking to them, helping them with their struggles or whatever, or sharing my own personal experiences like what Caleb has done, actually touched someone's heart, that he can feel that my mission was real. By the way, I haven't shared this. My journey to be a stay-home dad, right, by 35 is my own selfish desire. But there's this, don't mind if I share a bonus story with you guys actually. There's this young gentleman that changed my life, okay? What happened was, he requested, okay, for a meetup with me on a Friday evening. I was actually planning to hang out with my friends and chill. I said, you know what, let's do a meeting, let's do a meetup, 1 hour, that's all I can give you. And he said, yeah, sure. So we met up. Immediately, he just pulled out a ring file, the secondary school, primary school kind of ring file, and he showed me all his key learnings from YouTube, from whatever courses that he went. I was like, wow, who does that? So I asked him, like what drives you? He actually said this, my mom single-handedly raised me and my brother up because my dad died when I was 5 years old. he shared with me during our first meeting, and I was blown away. I was like, wow, my heart sank. I can feel so strongly for this stranger. You know, in fact, right now as I tell you this story, I'm getting goosebumps because that was my first time actually feeling something for one of my followers who has been following me. All the while, I just give them value online just by inbox, direct messages and stuff. Then, don't know what came over me, and I said this, can I give you a hug? I don't know where I am at right now, and I don't know how I can help you to achieve your goal of retiring your mom. But I promise you, I'll do my best. And at that point, I didn't really build any business yet. Don't even have sales academy or whatever. But today, I'm glad that he's part of my journey. He's in my team for my Sales Excellence Academy. And that changed my life, and that made me, I'll say that started my want and my desire to impact 1,000 youths, right? So that they can live their life purposefully and not just existing, not just cruising along, with life. And with that mission, and I meet all these people that you saw, all these pictures, right? Meet people. I share with them this story. I share with them my mission, my purpose. They can feel it. It's genuine. It's not just young boy talking nonsense, but I speak with my heart, and that's the most important thing. And like the two gentlemen earlier, they spoke with their heart. Right? Next slide, please. So like I just want to repeat this point, which is the most important thing, right? Constantly give value. You can see this black color image there. It's a conversation between me and another follower. I gave him one of my ebooks. I wrote ebooks for free. I wrote ebooks for fun, and I just give people free. And that itself is just one form of giving value already, right? So that's how you slowly build trust. You give value, and along the way, if I have certain products to sell or whatever, they're more than happy to buy. And next would be a DM saying that I inspired her to what did she say? Yeah, to be more courageous in the post and in personal branding and things like that. And another post on my YouTube, because I made a document on my YouTube channel as well, saying that hey, your posts are good, keep it going. Another thing I want to encourage you guys is that don't look at the number count, look at the depth of that relationship. Initially, I was just 60, 66, 300. I don't care. All I care is that I just need one more person to be inspired by my work. So you can see there's this feed, the picture on the picture that contains a lot of my content. So for myself, I do a lot of video. I post a lot of my personal experiences. Just me completing an 11-kilometer run. I just share. As simple as that. I don't downplay any content, because that could inspire someone to go out and run, or maybe push themselves to the next level. Things like that. So for you guys who are documenting either on Facebook or Instagram, never ever downplay your content. Just last night, I just randomly thought of something. I was watching a movie 2 nights ago. I just filmed the short 30 seconds of the movie, and I just uploaded it, right? So if you look at my IG later, you will see it, and I just randomly add a caption on it, my own take on it, and post. So next slide, please. So you might be wondering, how does this affect my business? Now that I know how to make people follow me, know me, how to make them love or like me. So for myself, right, I built these two businesses not because I'm very inspired, I want to build it, but rather I see there's a need for it. So when I mentioned, so these three things, right? So firstly is inbound leads. People come and find you, which I believe you guys will know as well. Next will be test market for opportunities. And thirdly is growing teammates and partnership, right? So next slide, inbound leads. So I'm really surprised, initially I didn't know how to price my Calibrate Your Inner GPS class for youth, especially. Youth, I don't believe all of them are filthy rich as well. So, but people actually care. They DM me, they WhatsApp me, hey, when's your next session? Can I attend? Do you have a next slot? And it was very encouraging. I didn't know that, my work, right, actually have worth and validated by them. So, and the thing was, I didn't constantly post on IG stories saying that, hey, buy. But rather, when I conduct such sessions, I just take a photo, upload it, and say, right now is my next session, and just make it very informative. That's all, not pushy sales or whatever. Next slide. So this is a IG poll which I'll share with you later. So test market for opportunities. Next slide. Yeah, test market for opportunities. Right. So you can see that I just simply ask people, will you turn up? Yes, no. And if let's say I have this thing that I want to teach you, will you be keen to learn? And you can see that 89% actually say, yeah, sure, I will learn. Then, whereas 11% say not keen. And the best part about this, right, for people who said they are keen to learn, right, I can actually see who showed their interest, and that's how I can direct message them and say, hey, thank you for your interest. I'll be having this session when and when, and that's how I can maybe genuinely share the services that I have to offer. Right? Next slide. Grow partners, grow team and partners. So like I mentioned earlier, I grew a team of Sales Excellence Academy for youth, right? And as of now, there's a team of 8, and those people came from Instagram as well. Because every Saturday, I just simply post a gathering of these youth learning sales from me, and people got curious, and it must be consistent, right? I was doing it for the last 6 months. It was so consistent that people are asking, hey Daryl, can I join your group? Hey Daryl, what's the application like? And they didn't know it was free until I make it public that, hey, I'm teaching you for free sales. If you're keen, come down. So besides that, there are people who are digital marketers, there are people who are videographers, very kind. They just reach out to me and say, hey, I like what you're doing. Can I add value to you in return? And we can just help each other out. So these are some opportunities you can get as well if you are doing if you do all this kind of Instagram branding. Next slide, please. Okay, so before we move into technical knowledge on Instagram, are there any questions? And I hope I'm not going too fast. Yeah.
Any questions?
Any questions? Any questions so far? So I mainly share about like how to get people to know you, how to get people to like you, love you, and then spread the word for you. Are there any questions?
You can see, right?
No.
Or you don't see?
No, I can't. No worries. Sure.
My phone still mirrored.
Are there any questions?
Is your phone still connected?
Any questions for Daryl? Let's see.
See,
Not yet, not yet.
Not yet. All good.
Not yet.
okay, not got a question.
Sorry.
Do you DM the people when you follow them, do you DM? Or only when they follow you back, then you DM? Or like,
How does it work, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the question was, when do you DM people, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, so for every follower, most of the time, right, I actually have a auto robot that will send a fixed template for the very first time. So that was what I done the last time, but nowadays I replace it, I remove it. Now I manually send a message to every new follower that follow me. So because if you think of it as a business point of view, right, that's one more potential lead. Or if you look at it from a human to human point of view, that's another soul that you can connect with. So previously, I was not doing that. So I left a lot of opportunity off the table. But ever since I tried doing that, right, I get a lot of genuine connection. Besides that, there was one of my clients that took up my self-awareness coaching program from this strategy as well. Just by me reaching out and say, what's your current struggle that you're facing? Can I help you in any way? Yeah, so the ROI, I guess, is not like immediate today, but if you play the long game, it will work out, even though it's really, really taxing. Like you dropping a DM, to every single one.
So we have one question right now from Carol Dockel. She says that some IG influencers has a special color scheme. Do you think this is necessary?
Okay, so I might not be the best person to talk about like brand fit or like color, brand color. You have to speak to Caleb. For my case, right, I come from a place where I believe in execution, not perfection. Because there are times where I was caught up with this thing of wanting to be perfect, and I perfect all my videos and everything. I don't dare to post. But on the other hand, because the gentleman I mentioned earlier, Gary Vaynerchuk, he said just post. right? At least you just throw a content rather than not throwing anything. Let people know what you're thinking, how do you feel, and what you represent. Better than waiting for it to be perfect and portray the way you want yourself to appear in front of audience. So, personally, I think that, at least for myself, I don't really need a brand color as of now yet, because I'm just documenting my journey. Maybe along the way, if I want to establish as an expert in some sense, then maybe I will. But as of now, I choose not to. Yeah.
Maybe one more question before we continue
Sure,
with
sure.
your session.
Yeah.
Is from Liu Tai.
Okay.
So, how do you draw engagement from your audience on Insta? Because to him, he finds that Insta it is quite hard to get engagements.
Okay, good question. So, how I usually draw engagement, right? Can we go up a little bit to the test market for opportunities? Yeah. Okay. So you can see that on Instagram, right? You can do all these kind of poll. You can do quizzes as well. Instagram stories, which later during the okay. So okay, maybe okay that okay. Wait. Let's go even way back. Let's show the. Let me see. Okay, never mind. Yeah, okay. So test. Yeah, test market for opportunities. Let's just keep it there first. Okay, so later I'll go into the technical aspect of things so that I can elaborate on this question. But yeah, so what I do on a daily basis, right, is a habit. In fact, for the last 2 years, I've been doing it already. Daily basis, I post stories. Okay, later I'll share with you. IG stories are like images or videos, right, that you can leave it online for 24 hours, just like Facebook stories, if I'm not wrong. And the best part is I sync my Instagram, right, to Facebook, and I'm always active on Instagram. So one effort has two rewards in my aspect, like one's to kill two birds, kind of thing. So both base can know what I'm up to. So that is how I connect with them. Always ask questions, and a bit crazy for me to do this, but every morning I always take a photo of the sun, like really those nonsense that you will never expect, and I'll say, hey, good morning guys, hopefully today will be a happy day for you guys, stay awesome. Like really reach out and hope that they'll be happy, they will have a meaningful day like. So these are ways that I build engagement, and you'll be surprised, no, people actually DM me, hey Daryl, have a good day as well. I'm like, wow, and I will screenshot that and I repost, which I think you've seen earlier those conversations that I have with my followers. Yeah, people actually care. And when I screenshot and I repost it, right, it encourages other followers to do the same to me as well. So you just think that I'm a medium, right, that spread love. And that's what I do best on my platform, on my page. I just screenshot, censor their names because some of them don't want to be reviewed, and consistently do that. And now they know that if they DM me, it's a safe environment to DM. Hence, I really somehow indirectly encourage this kind of behavior. Yep. Any question? No? Okay, good. So let's move on to the technical aspect of things. So just now you asked about engagement, right? So Instagram posts, it's one of the way to engage these audiences. So you can see that there's 3 images. The first one will be an Instagram feed on the extreme left, right, whereby I have a bio and you can see there's the feed at the bottom. The picture in the middle shows the caption. So you can see it's nothing too complicated, like with a caption, a story, and what you want them to do. So for me, I said that let's remind ourselves to always be kind, right? So back to the brand value that I stand for. And the next picture will show the insights, and I want you to take a look at the number, right? So you can see that 11% weren't following me, but because these people, right, I want you to see the top. Can you see 105, 16, 9, and 5? So those are engagement. Let me explain a little bit. 105, right, represents the likes. 16 represents the comments, right? And the little arrow there represents direct message. It means people actually repost it on their own stories that attracted more attention, more attention, or they send it to their friends. And the little bookmark at the corner on the extreme right, that means saved. Yeah, so I'm surprised that people actually save my content. Maybe they can view it next time, or maybe somehow somewhat they liked it. And these two things, right, when they repost and when they save, is extremely important for the Instagram algorithm. Hence, for me, and also of course the likes and the comments lah. Hence, for me, right, usually I'll recommend them to do that as early as possible, because the algorithm notices that if it's a content well done, right, they will shoot it to explore page or something. So for these posts, can you see that at the bottom they write from explore, and there's this number 8 right there. So I'm lucky that this content actually appeared on Instagram explore page, and 8 of them saw it. So even though my follower count is like only 1,003, as compared to what you guys are familiar with, oh, you must be 60,000 followers in order for you to appear on explore page or whatever. So that's not true, as long as you have this kind of engagement. So go back to the first point, is foster a good connection and relationship with your followers. Hence, whenever you post something, they actually care and they'll comment, and this will help you with the algorithm. Okay, so the next thing will be Instagram stories, and I want to share with you a video. Is it playing? Yeah. So these are things that I'll repost. I'll share on my stories. Yep, as simple as that. So on a daily basis, you'll see me posting at least 5 Instagram stories, because it's a habit. For me, it's a habit. I've been doing it for the last few years, at least 1 year plus 2 years. So don't overcomplicate things. Like just now, Caleb, he did a maybe Facebook story or Instagram story, I'm not too sure, of the behind the scenes. As simple as that. You just want to show your followers the behind the scenes, or maybe you can show them what you're thinking of, how you're feeling. Snap a photo, add in a little caption of what you are experiencing. That's how you can build rapport with them, and that's what I genuinely do on a day-to-day basis. And on top of that, like you saw earlier, there's these yes/no questions. That is how you make it so easy for them to engage with you. Make it two-way, because when you post stories, it's usually one way. So besides this whole thing, yes/no, you can do quizzes, like an MCQ kind of concept. Okay. Apart from that, you can have a little box as well, which I'll elaborate later. No worries about it. Yeah. Next will be Instagram TV. So Instagram TV are just longer format of longer video formats lah, longer video uploads. So you just think of it as like a YouTube video, but they just create a segment for Instagram, so that Instagram, they want to keep the attention on their platform. Hence, they created this feature. So for me, anything more than 1 minute, I'll upload as a Instagram TV. Any video that is longer than 1 minute, right? So don't overcomplicate on that. It's just another place for you to post your videos. That's all. Okay, next please. Instagram Live. I think that's the interesting aspect, because they are all busy on Facebook Live currently, right? In their own groups and whatnot. So on Instagram, that's where I often do live with another person's another micro influencer or whatnot, to get his insight, so that we can share our community base. The interesting thing about this Instagram Live, right, is that it can go up, I think, maximum 1 person only. So it's like a conversation. And when you have an Instagram Live with a friend or whoever, it will announce to their followers, and it will announce to my followers. And when that happens, it's a cross-share, organic cross-share of both our tribe, our community. And if during this period, right, you actually share some gem that those strangers who don't know you actually begin to like you, and that's how you can grow extra followers as well. So part of my strategy moving forward, right, would be to conduct more Instagram Live with other people, and to see if it works out. If it works out, I'll definitely update you guys as well. Next slide, please. Right. So for you coaches, experts, or whoever that want to double down on personal branding on Instagram, this part is the most important part. Highlights. What are highlights? Highlights are actually a cluster of Instagram stories. Like I mentioned, Instagram stories usually will vanish like after 24 hours. So these are Instagram stories, right, that you want it to remain there on your Instagram feed for forever, right? So later I will showcase how it will appear, or in fact I have a video actually. So right now what you're watching, right, is the testimonials highlight. Can you play it? Thank you. Yeah. Right. So if you were to think about it, right, is this little testimonial, or I mean this little highlight, right, is actually a salesman. Just think about it. The moment if I were to synchronize whatever strategies I shared with you earlier, right, it will look like this. I have a very sweet looking Instagram page, and I follow someone. For example, right now you don't want to spend money on Facebook ads, right? You just follow someone, and when that someone enters your page, what he or she will see will be this little circle saying testimonial, YouTube, my why. On their own free time, they can click into the different little highlights and see. So for example, if they click into testimonials, like whatever you saw earlier, they will know that, hey, actually this young man here is provide coaching. Hey, coaching in what? Then all these things will sell on your behalf. So when the lady or the gentleman reach out to you in the through Instagram DM direct message, more or less they know what you are doing. They know what you're up to. So I won't consider it very cold, but rather like a warm lead. So this is how you make Instagram work for you, right? By preparing all these in advance. Okay, next. Yeah, any Q&A? Any Q&A?
Any questions, right? Regarding to
Any question? Yeah, over.
anything. Just ask
Any question?
AMA now, ask me anything.
All right. Come, that's. I think there's been some questions. I mean, firstly, give a round of applause to Daryl. It's amazing. I mean, just the way that he is talking, you probably can't even tell that he is 25 years old. You know, his voice is very deep. He sounds more mature than he looks more mature than I do. You know, he probably looks the same age, right? And the way he carries himself is the way he carries himself really surpasses what his age actually is supposed to show, right? And I think he deserves a massive round. Just give him some encouragement in the comment section so he knows that he's done a good job, guys. Come on.
Thank you guys so much for
Great
attention.
work, man. Yeah. So the first thing that really impressed me about Daryl here is that he never came for my class. He never came for Caleb's Unknown to Influencer branding workshop. He doesn't. He barely even follows me on Facebook to begin with, right? And so I have zero credit as to how he even developed this idea of what personal branding should be. He talked a lot of things of sharing. It's actually could have easily come out of my own mouth. Talking about loving your audience, about being kind, being very transparent. There's something within him that already understands this foundation, right? He's not exactly the brand guy, like how I promote myself, but he understands this feedback, he understands this heartbeat, and when he uses this heartbeat as the core of his social media strategies, people just flock to him. And that is really what I see as the similarities. We have different platforms, but we have the same ideology. We are shouting the exact same thing. Not sure if you realize exactly just
So
that.
I just want to add a little story as to how we met. So Caleb shared this video about his story.
I did?
Yes, correct. The one that
My story brand.
Yes, correct, a story brand. So I transport it on Facebook. When I watched that show, the short video, I was like, wow, like I can feel something so strongly towards this guy, and I really have to meet him. So I dropped him Instagram DM and say, hey, I watched your video and I really have mad respect for whatever you're doing. Can I meet with you? And that's it. So
No. You asked me if you can buy me.
of
lunch.
course, yes, correct. I asked if I can buy him lunch.
Yes.
But the thing here is that I saw a lot of similarity between the both of us, where we are willing to let our struggle be known like publicly, and that was how he attracted me to him. And I guess that was how I attracted my tribe as well, just by being vulnerable and transparent with them. Yeah.
Fantastic. My message is not just for Facebook. Yeah, our message is for IG, it's for Facebook, it's for TikTok, it's for LinkedIn. Because of all the noise that is surrounding, all the content that is being thrown in your face today, the only relationship that is worth of value is a relationship of depth. Focus on building that depth, just as he has done it. Yeah. So as we have a few questions here already, and we are going to allow him to answer it. But while he answers them, please throw in as many questions if you as possible, because why, this is your one opportunity to get familiar with Instagram. Okay, so let's look at some questions. Wow, all of you, woohoo, Daryl, Joshua, hello Daryl, Mary Martha, hi Daryl, Yuntai, hey Daryl. You're really the IG superstar here lah. We're all aunties and uncles who are just listening for your very next job or goal. So thanks for that. Thanks for that. Let us get some of the comments that we have received.
Just now someone asked about writing Chinese.
Writing Chinese?
Yeah, there was this guy Wei Bin. He wrote a lot of comments on all the questions. Did you guys hide it? Okay, Wei Bin asked a good question. Okay, he says, if I write a Chinese language post on IG, will it work?
Honestly, I have not tried typing captions in Chinese, but I guess that it depends on your target audience, who you are actually reaching out to. If you are very niche and you know that I want to target the Chinese speaking ones, right, then most likely you can try, give it a shot. On the other hand, I mean, like another thing that I can think of would be like what someone recommended as well, hashtags. So you can use Chinese hashtags or whatever, but I personally have not tried that approach, so I cannot confidently say that it worked for me. Yeah.
I think the fundamentals is that it depends what's your purpose and who you want to attract. Okay?
Yeah.
Just by posting in Chinese, my next question is, which Chinese group of Chinese people or people interested in Chinese do you want to attract? Is it going to be high-level Chinese people who understand philosophy and all the poets, or are you trying to attract Chinese gundus like me, right? So if that's the case, if it's me, your post strategy will be different. You'll be posting very simplified, easy to read Chinese and making it fun, throwing about English and stuff like that. So your target audience will determine the language and how you make this Chinese post interesting to your target audience. Right? So always think from your audience perspective. So I believe that speaking Chinese will work. You just need to find the right crowd who needs your message. Okay, the next question is very good question. This is another question by Carol Gocko. Can you tell us aunties and uncles, how on earth does hashtagging work?
Okay, cool. So for hashtagging, right? So like let's just try hashtag kindness. So when you do a hashtag kindness, your content, right, will appear, if I'm not wrong, millions of them are using hashtag kindness. So you will appear as one of the content among all the millions of content that is using the same hashtag. So just imagine hashtag as like a room. And your content is like one person, right, staying in a room. So hashtag kindness will be a very, how do I put it? A small room with millions of people. So the likelihood of you getting attention is lower. Whereas if you use SG kindness, it's a big room with lesser people. So for you, the probability of you being noticed is higher. So people actually recommended me this strategy, which is use a cluster, use hashtags which will hit millions. At the same time, use hashtag that will only hit a couple hundred or thousand, and that's how you have a fair balance. Personally, I tried a little bit, but the conversion didn't really work out well for me, so I stopped. Yep.
Yeah. So for those of you who are hearing hashtags for the very first time, for those of you on Facebook, hashtags almost mean nothing. You can put as many as you want, but it does nothing to the algorithms on Facebook. So for us who are trying to learn IG, this hashtag is a very foreign language, but hashtags for IG is one of the key components for getting your post to be visible to other groups of people who love that topic hashtag that you have chosen. Yeah. So what he shared, the whole room thing, big room, small group of people, when you're more niche, I learned this. I just learned that from you.
Right.
That's fantastic.
I just thought it on the spot. I just don't know how a better, what's a better way to
25
explain
years
to you.
old and come out. And that's
Yeah.
crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, let's see. What other questions do we have? Okay. Okay, I got a question for you, Daryl.
Yeah, sure.
In my eyes,
Okay.
you do portray yourself as somebody who is more mature than your age
Yep.
allows.
Mm.
How do you think that came about?
How do I?
Do you always carry yourself like that, or did you force yourself to develop? Because when I hear you, I'm hearing the voice of a leader,
Right.
and sometimes when I meet my clients, they don't seem as certain being a leader as you seem certain.
Right.
Was this always something you had in you, or was this something you adapted quickly?
Good question, actually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's always in me, but maybe a little bit of it every now and then. Since I was 15 years old, like CCAs, they'll put you leadership roles.
Right.
So I always had a little bit of it. Like in a big clique, I'll be the one that's saying, hey, let's go and dine at this place or that place.
Yeah.
But what triggered it would be the adversity, like I shared earlier with you guys. Family downfall. So I'm the oldest son. I got two younger sisters. So mommy always say you have to be the role model. You have to lead a good example. So that's where I told myself that, hey, if I don't live my life right, how can my two sisters look up to me, or like how can they do the same as well? So ever since then, I forced myself at the age of, actually before that I was really trying to do something. Like 19 years old, the startup craze. Like tech startups and things. So I always force myself for networking events. And I remember this incident. This gentleman who's a tour agent. I shook his hand. I lift right up, and he said, "No, young man, I'm not shaking. You are a boy who are still studying. You won't buy my stuff, so I wouldn't want to waste my time." And that got me good. I'm like, wow, there are such people out there, and that gave me a learning point. Like I would never want to be an individual like that in time to come, and that kind of accumulated all this heart that I have for youth, and hence like the fact that I take this ownership or this accountability that I want to be the one that help batches and batches and generations of youth. Maybe in some sense it triggered the leadership in me. So yeah, that is how I explain this sense of a little bit of maturity as compared to my peers.
Right.
Yeah.
That is. Can we just agree that is one? I have no words lah. Can we just give him some acknowledgement in the comment section? What he just shared. The reason of his leadership is fueled by a very shameful pain. The shame of wanting to respect somebody, but that respect was not reciprocated. And the only way for him to rise to be a leader was to rise up using that as a fuel. So for many of us who, there are days when I wake up, I feel like I woke on the wrong side of bed. There are days when I feel as though my words don't really matter that very day. I have my powerful days, but I have my powerless days. And it is these powerless days we need to remember. What is that driving force? Because
100%.
right to the world, they see you the same, but to you just feel different. How do we exercise that powerful muscle over and over again?
I love
Nurture it so that your audience always receives the best value that you can give them.
love this question a lot, because whatever that he shared at the beginning of this session, right, I can resonate with it a lot. Like I am supposed to be the passionate, the positive light bulb that's gonna spread all this love with my followers. But guess what? On days where I'm damn down, what can I do? What should I do? Hence, like I mentioned earlier, there's this highlight. If you look at it, there's this thing called kindness box, which I created since the beginning. What happened was that every time when a follower comments something, say, "Hey Daryl, thank you for that that post, the content," I will screenshot it, I'll put it into that kindness box. So it will remind me that, hey, Daryl, you have done great for the last don't know when, how long, 6 months ago, or the last 2 years. Keep it up. And of course, that won't work like magic, but at least there's something to fuel me, just like how this community fuel you. Yeah, so it's how you constantly do things to remind yourself that you're beyond just your content. Yeah, like whatever you just said, I think summarizes it perfectly. Yeah.
Wow. Daryl, you're awesome enough, and I think a lot of the community you have built who are constantly praising you on your stories, who keep
Thank you so much. Yeah.
taking time out to email you, to text you.
Yeah.
It is a reason because of the core of your being.
Mm.
And that stems from loving them first. Thank you for gracing our stage for our very first Brand Awesome gathering.
Thank you for having me.
I believe every one of them in this group have gotten plenty from you.
And this is something that I'm willing to extend to all of you. So if you have faced any difficulty with regards to starting your Instagram page, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to just help you and kickstart your Instagram journey. Yeah.
And all of you know how to reach him. He's in our WhatsApp chat group as well. There's a Daryl Ng. There's also a Daryl Lee. Don't mix up. This is Daryl Ng. All right, with two R's.
Yes, correct.
Yes, Daryl with 2 R's. So any question you have, want to follow up, reach out to him. Please do so in the chat group. Let's keep this community buzzing and keep it engaged so that we all grow together. Daryl,
once again,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Freaking awesome. Awesome.
I love this and really appreciate the time and attention that you guys showered me with. And
amazing.
From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it.
Amazing. Okay. Now, we have a lucky draw right now for all of you. Okay. So over here on my laptop, I've keyed in all your names. Okay, all 24 of your names. Now, I've got good news for you. There are 12 people who are still online. That means your odds of winning this one session of brand coaching worth $1,000, the odds of winning it has doubled. Okay, so congratulations for those who have stayed on. I have compiled your names here. So you can't see it, so I'll just generate the name. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to generate the name. The name that pops out, I will read it out. Okay. If that's your name and you're still here, quickly acknowledge in the comments section, alright? Quickly acknowledge ASAP. Otherwise, I'm going to skip it and retry. So, are you ready? Okay, if you're ready, I'm going to start right now by doing this. The first name is Mary Thomas.
Hey.
Mary Thomas. Woo. Mary Thomas. I know there's a bit of lag between what I'm saying and what you're hearing. That is perfectly normal. So, but the moment you hear your name, Mary Thomas, if you're there, quickly let me know in the comment section right now. Mary, are you there? Are you still there? Mary, you're here! Congratulations! By the way, Mary is the newest member of our Brand Awesome community. She's not in our chat group yet, but she was recommended by somebody in our chat group to join. This is the first time she's meeting people like me, Daryl, and every single one of you. And Mary, you just won yourself $1,000 one session of brand coaching with me personally. Congratulations here. Okay, so with that, before I conclude this entire event, can we just give a massive acknowledgement to the lady, the video guru who made it all happen? And if you were to go to our chat group right now, you will see the extent of the setup that she has created for Alvin, Daryl, and I. Okay, so can we just give it up for her? She has done amazing work. She has coached the three of us, prepared us. I see 3 cameras in front of me. For those of you who are looking to go online, especially for those whose businesses could be affected, she could be a person to start having a chat with, because why? Knowing more options gives you more options for your business. Thank you very much. All of you are of greatest significance. I love you to bits. Always remember to inspire, influence, and impact people wherever you go. With that, thank you very much. See you guys. Alright. Is it ended yet? Yes. See you guys.
Wow.
Wow.
Once again, thanks, brother.
You did well. You did well. Crazy.